around last week. This was a sad thing. The ground was saturated but beautifully grassed. A long stoppage in the opening minute for a back injury to Newtown lock Paul Morris held up play for a hell of a long time. The first try of the match came from a brilliant kick and chase by halfback Scott Gale, who forced an error from Mark Bugden.
Ferguson did well. Beckett fed back for Eden. Stretched across to Scott Gale. Scott Gale's away from Robinson. Can he pass infield? Oh, well, he's hung on too long and
Penrith Park. Talking about hoodoos before, Penrith Park has got a renowned hoodoo against teams travelling out to the foothills. But I think that they will, I think Balmain Tigers will come away with that.
By Fullerton Smith and by Paulson. Across now for Dunn and Eastern Suburbs. Get a pass back to Garland. Garland back to Gale. Gale has made an opening. Gale has gone inside 32. Picks up Horry Hastings. Kevin gets a pass away to Garland. Garland is tackled.
Bridge. Elias. Roach.
Good work by Roach. Gale. Gale has taken it to the 32. Here comes a try, I think. Gary Bridge. Gary Bridge. Yes. Balmain. Roach. There's that pass from Roach out the back, across from Brooks. Gale ducked under a coat hanger, and he's galloped outside 32, outside 40, turns it inside for Pearce. So Balmain have been under a bit of pressure here for the last 4 or 5 minutes now. And here's Docking. Docking's inside the quarter. Docking is going for the line, but he's been cut down by Scott Gale.
Another tremendous performance culminating in this Man of the Match award.
Thanks very much, Bill. I think we've got a hell of a lot of people to thank. We've got those 4 blokes from the state side who backed up last week and again tonight to really put in a good performance. You know, the other 9 blokes on the side really appreciate it.
It was a game that looked all over at the end of the third quarter, but Cronulla fought their way back into it and took you right down to the wire.
Yeah, I think our problem was we stopped trying to play football and we just tried to close the game up and stop playing our own game, and that's where we fell apart.
Well, for taking tonight's Man of the Match award, it's my great pleasure to present you with a cheque for $800 courtesy of National Panasonic and Electronic Sales and Rentals, and also a magnificent National video cassette recorder.
Thanks very much, Bill. I think Mum's got her hands on that already, but thanks very much. It's great to hear, and thanks very much to National and Channel 10 for the award.
Well, you're probably aware by this stage that this all now means that you've won our 1985 Superstar Award.
Yeah, well, I've got to thank Wally Lewis for that. He hasn't been in every other game getting Man of the Matches, and this is the first Man of the Match award I've got.
I suppose that you never expected to be standing here and receiving this award at the start of the year.
No, I didn't actually. I just try not to think of those things.
Well, for taking this Superstar Award for 1985, you're going to receive $20,000 worth of National Home Products, and I'll bet you can put that to good use.
If I can keep my grandmother and my mother away from it, I sure could, yeah.
The Winfield Cup, and he certainly played well. Here's a try coming up. Long pass by Scott Gale out to the replacement there in Gary Larson, and the lock forward going in for New South Wales. We'll see him score a try off a Scott Gale pass a little bit later on in this coverage. Here's Gale going for the line, getting over it. Referee.
Gale. And yes, he's got it. Here's a chance. Gale around Conlon. Look out, Gale's going to score the try easily. What a great individual try to Scott Gale. He's having the time of his life in the last few weeks.
20-metre zone. Having another fine game, the whole prop. He'll move it to the right. Gale takes them on. Gale goes through them. Goes for the line. Gary Jack gets nowhere near him. Is completely wrong-footed by the Gale's run and by the conditions, I suspect.
The ball is played by John Davidson, and it's now with Scott Gale. He puts the little kick over. Lee Gathers. Here's Gale. He kicks again. Gale. He's chasing hard. I think he'll do it. He did. Scott Gale scores a sensational try. Probably the best individual try.
Lee Jackson. Dearlove kicks through. Oh, is it a try to Scott Gale? It is given.
Benny Elias certainly enjoyed the absence of South skipper Mario Fennick, who was a late dropout. Playing like he wanted his state jersey back, he sent Scott Gale away to score the Tigers' 6th try. Balmain came right back to their best, midweek game and all, thrashing the competition leaders 30 points to 13.
Promising attack that for Widnes, and perhaps a sign of what
kicks ahead. Gale and Potter, a race for the ball. Gale's going to score. Yes! Gale has scored. Yes, a great try.
Balmain were running hot just before half-time when they scored one of the tries of the season, taking a 10-6 lead to the break.
They go back now to the Cronin side of the ground, the Cronin touchline side, and here's Jack.
And he's got the ball away to Gale. Now let's have a look at him. He kicks ahead. He'll easily beat Sterling with speed, and he's made it. Oh, that's a great try. That's a beautiful piece of work by Scott Gale. Probably the fastest player in the game. The moment he chipped up. Here's Davidson, away from Huffman. Infield for Gale, he's very fast. Gale, running like the name suggests. Behind the upright.
Scott Gale. Look at this. Scott Gale's in. Walilawa, who made such a...
Only about 2 metres out from the South Sydney line. Pressure now on the South defence. Can it hold? Gale through one tackle, through another. Try. The floodgates open as Balmain raced in 5 second-half tries. Davidson crossed wide out before Scott Gale towed and regathered to put the Tigers back on top of the Winfield table with a resounding victory. Port Morseby's end of the ground. Elias with the switch of play again to Gale. Out to Maguire. Back to Gale again. A chance now for Balmain. Scotty Gale darting, weaving for the line. Try. So a bright start to Balmain. They open the scoring in the very first minute as the black and gold banners fly high at Leichhardt Oval. It was while the teams were playing with 11 men each that Scott Gale showed why he's one of the fastest men in the league with a scorching run to the try line to give Balmain a 10-4 lead.
Then Elias gets a towering kick up. Oh, Gale's got it, and he scored! It's a wonderful try. Scott Gale has come.
Players, it was absolutely horrific, and the players had to stand there and cop it and walk off. And I was interested to note that inside the room it was shut. It was closed doors to everyone. Normally there are reserve grade.
Here's Jamie Davidson. Oh, he got a bad knock too after he put that kick in. Michael Neal's almost got it back. Elias has it. Elias is fast to Gale, and Gale's in. The Tigers have got back in the opening minute. Lovely football from Hanrahan. There's a game, it comes from Jack. Away it goes to Gale. Last tackle, this is against Balmain. It's loose. Gale's got it, and Gale scored. What a try. I just don't believe this, David.
But it was all too late. And here's the ball coming out against the feed, won by the...
Gale! Gale takes off. Oh, he's going to score. The easiest of tries. Scott Gale.